This edition of Total OS Today is for my good friend Crystal. Hi Crystal. Well, the topic of this screencast is Linux for girls or women in general of all ages. I've been wondering about this, and should there be a Linux operating system distribution tailored for women? And if there is, or if there was, what would it look like? Well, I decided to run a little test. I took my laptop and I showed it to my friend Crystal, and I had Ubuntu installed in this particular laptop, and I had her take a look at this operating system for the very first time. Now what I have here are just a couple of screenshots. I didn't feel like doing this video on my little smaller laptop. I'm doing it on my desktop, but I do have a few screenshots I wanted to share with you and some observations that we had talked about. Now I'm doing this with using Linux Mint, so this way I can show Crystal a different variation of a Linux operating system. And I'm really interested more, as far as the comments go, I welcome all comments all the time, but I'm really interested in the thinking or the thoughts of the females out there, if any females watch this video, and I hope that the girls do. Anyway, this, like I said, is entitled Linux for Girls. So let's take a look here and see what we have. I decided, as I said, to show Crystal the Ubuntu Desktop. Now when I showed her this, I believe the first words out of her mouth was, "Where's the start button?" That's perfectly understandable. Someone who is used to running a Windows operating system, of course, would naturally gravitate to a start button. Of course, the Ubuntu default desktop does not have a start button per se. Now it can be, of course, customized. Now probably, Crystal, when you watch this, or if you're watching this, you probably would be thinking more like this: to have a menu system or a menu button with the quit button here that looks like this, and then of course give you your options similar to using Windows. And then of course with Linux Mint you can change it here, to go back and forth, and this is probably would be more familiar to a Windows user. But again, I was interested in what a female would be looking for, and my guess is, actually it's not my guess, I'm pretty confident that what women want in an operating system, pretty much what men want: something that's simple and something that works. But let me share with you some of her thoughts. As I said, the first thing was, where's the start button? But the more she looked at this, she started to realize that this really isn't that bad. She says it wouldn't be that difficult to learn. Now here's a screenshot of one of the menu functions and submenu here. Again, if this had been under one list, again similar to Linux Mint, it probably would have been more intuitive for her. But she did say, to her credit, that it wouldn't be that difficult to learn. One thing she did like was the Ubuntu Software Center and the many choices of free software that is available for installation at no cost. I believe she asked me if there was an alternative to Adobe. I think that was one of her questions, and I said, well, with this Software Center you have many choices, many that you really don't have to pay for if you don't want to. Of course, with this latest version there are some pieces of software that you can buy, but it is not necessary. She also liked the way the many way to customize the themes and change the desktop wallpaper. Of course that is also available using any Windows operating system. But finally, after looking at this, I just asked her, really, what don't you like about this? Well, the main thing was the start button, and I would suspect if she was using either this Linux Mint or maybe a KDE distribution, which I'm sure she knows nothing about, or maybe something like Zorin OS, which has a Windows feel, a Windows 7 feel to it, which is also customizable, of course. But really, the three things that she didn't like was, number one, where's the start button? Number two, she wanted more of a single file system, similar to what we have here under Linux Mint. And the third one, which I found somewhat amusing, she wanted a desktop with more clutter, as in the shortcuts. Like Firefox, and media player and stuff like that. And then of course I showed her how to do it, just going here and just drag and dropping the icons over to the desktop, so you would have the various shortcuts suitable for whatever taste would suit her. But really there were only three things that she didn't like. Again, where was the start button, more of a single file menu like we have here, and more clutter on the desktop. Apparently she does not like a clean desktop. She likes lots of clutter. So that's it really for this little test for what I believe women, or some women, might be looking for in an operating system. I know there are many, hundreds of various distributions of Linux, but really, I think as far as a Linux specifically tailored for women, I don't think that's really necessary. I mean, what would you put on it? The color pink, shortcuts to shopping websites. I don't know. It seems to me that would be somewhat insulting. So again, I think what women are looking for in an operating system is something that is easy to use and something that just works, and maybe as something with a little more clutter on the desktop, and maybe with a button that actually says start and maybe not menu. Well, that's it. Thanks for watching this screencast of Total OS Today, and as always, please don't forget to subscribe, rate, and comment. And if there are any females watching this video, please let me know. I'm really interested to know what you think. I've looked around the web or looked around YouTube. I really haven't noticed too many discussions about women using Linux, or maybe they just don't care. I don't know. Maybe it's just not that important, which is okay. I mean, that's fine too. But anyway, if you're out there, females, let me know. So once again, thank you for watching. And Crystal, one last thing. Don't forget your keys at work anymore, okay? All right. Catch you later, guys. Bye.